Hi, welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham and I'm in Brisbane. I'm at the 2019 Brisbane Resources Roundup and I'm speaking with Dr. Andrew Tunks. Now, Andrew is Managing Director of Meteoric Resources. Now, Andrew, we just recently caught up in Melbourne. It was only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then we were speaking, you'd had some good hits at your Girina project over in Brazil, but you've actually backed that up. You've had another release since then of some more healthy drilling results. Can you fill us in on what they are?
Yeah, absolutely, Well, so we finished the program at Donna Maria, and on Monday we released some more results from Donna Maria. So they were testing a bunch of different ideas. We had a very spectacular result in hole 8, which I got to check just to make sure I get it right, was 14 metres at 81 grams,
Yep.
including two and a half at just under 300. So, by any estimation, a great result. And then I think 3.5 metres at about 15 grams in one of the other holes. And every hole that we drilled hit something. So it weren't all economic, but we were testing out a bunch of different ideas. So we were really happy with the program.
Yeah. So, the results that you've managed to achieve so far, they've been encouraging. One word that always gets bandied about, but they are encouraging. You're in the right place. You seem to be hitting the right results, telling you to keep going, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but in these high-grade gold deposits, they're essentially two-dimensional, like a sheet of paper, but they often have what's called a plunge. And the plunge is the control on the high grade, the super high grades, right? And we had some ideas about the plunge direction, and we're now, based on hole 1 and hole 8, etc., we're really convinced that the plunge is subvertical, and we think that the opportunity at Donna Maria is at depth rather than along strike. So we still think there are opportunities along strike, but we're going to come back at the end of the program. We're going to deepen one hole that we don't think went deep enough, and we're going to put in a couple of holes quite deep. And that, should they be successful, that'd have a really big impact on any future resource statement. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So just run that by me again. So you're still looking deeper.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we see the continuity of the high grades at this stage looks to be going straight down.
Yep.
We think that's controlled by intersecting faults. So that would be a classic thing in structural geology of gold deposits. That's one of the things that might control these high grades, and we were testing some ideas, and we've got some more holes coming up in the next batch testing some more of those ideas. Now, we don't have those assays yet, but visually they looked pretty exciting. So, we'll see. Yeah,
and the depth of the deposit and things like that, that's not an unusual thing. That's not to be unexpected. It's not as if, this is going to be too hard, or if it's, this is in the wrong spot. It's not unusual for gold to be deep, so you've got to go further to get it.
That's right. I mean, you have to consider that gold deposits form, anywhere from shallow ones a couple of kilometres down to about 10 kilometres below the surface at the time. So they do often have a lot of vertical extent. In fact, many gold deposits we never find the bottom of. So, and we're still, the deepest hole at Girina at the moment on the high-grade gold is only about 250 metres.
Yeah, which is nothing really.
Which is nothing. So we think that's where the opportunity lies in the current program, just to finish off with some speculative stuff. And then at the same time, we've started drilling at Novo Astro as well. Now, that's 30 kilometres away, and that's never been drilled. It's a giant anomaly. And we finished our first hole there yesterday. Again, no assays, but looked pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you say pretty interesting, no assays, but what's taking you out there?
So typically, what we see in these holes at Girina is a mineral called fengite, which is a particular muscovite, and whenever we see the fengite, we get gold. So in other words, the fengite and the gold came in at the same time, and we've seen quite a bit of fengite alteration at Girina, so that's encouraging, and certainly sulfides, and again the gold at Girina is associated with sulfides, and we know probably at Novo Astro as well. The grab sampling that we've done in the past says that when we get a good amount of sulfides, we tend to get higher grades. So no assays, but a great start for our first hole.
No, terrific. All right, so the next sort of round of news is going to be coming out reasonably soon?
Well, we did, one other piece of news that we announced today, new director, Dr. Paul Kiddo.
Saw that. It's already up on the Roadhouse.
Absolutely. So Paul Kiddo, we did our PhDs together at UTAS. We've known each other for a long time. Our career paths sort of have varied widely, but fantastic geo, held really senior positions at Newcrest and Goldfields, and really great gold guy. We think he'll really add to our story and our board. So very exciting there. More results in probably mid-November.
Right.
And some, I think once we have it sorted, we'll probably put something out about what we hit in Novo, just from what does it look like, and give people an update on that.
Yeah. Oh well, with everything going, like the appointment of Paul and all that sort of thing, it basically means that the company's rolling in the right direction.
We're very active.
Yeah.
So with 3 rigs on site, drilling till December, results all the way through to the new year. I think you have to invest in exploration companies while they're drilling. That's the time, because that's the only time they can make a discovery.
All right, and well, I can tell you one thing today. I have learned a new word, fengite. There's a new one for everybody to go home and write down 3 times and put it in a sentence.
PH.
PH.
PHENGITE.
I've learnt 2 things today because I was going to spell it with an F. All right, no worries. Andrew Tunks from Meteoric Resources, thanks for being at the Resources Roadhouse.
Well, great to see you.
Terrific.